distracted. I forgot to add sugar. Oh my gosh. Welcome back to my kitchen. If you're new here, hi, I'm Sasha. This year, I've challenged myself to do a year of cakes with the goal of making 50 cakes this year. I'm on mat leave. I've got my little one here. He woke up from his nap early, so he's gonna eat some snacks and cheer me on while I do this. And I thought that this would be a fun creative thing for me to do while I'm on mat leave, both in the kitchen and also editing and all of that. So that's kind of a little bit about me. If you're interested in seeing what I come up to this year, you can hit the subscribe button. I'm also posting some other stuff like grocery hauls, kind of what I eat in a day videos, vloggy style. But today's cake, we are going to make a vegan cheesecake. One of Matthew's colleagues has made this special request, and I haven't had cheesecake in forever. And vegan cheesecake, the last time I made this recipe, I think I was pregnant with Felix. It's good. It is a great recipe. I'm going to be following it from the Hot for Food cookbook. She also has it online, so I've posted a link for it in the description box. Hot for Food is a great channel. Lauren is fantastic, especially no matter where you are on your plant-based or vegan journey. Hot for Food recipes are stellar. I went vegan 8.5 years ago, and her recipes really taught me how to cook. I really didn't know what I was doing in the kitchen before I went vegan, and her recipes really helped me out. They are phenomenal, super tasty, always a hit. So definitely want to check out Hot for Food. I also love her recipe series because it taught me that you don't necessarily have to know what you're doing. When you start making a meal, you can be inspired by the ingredients that you have and just whip something up without following a recipe. So I can't recommend Hot for Food's channel enough. It is such a good channel, so check her out. Let's get started on this cheesecake. We're gonna start with the base. Eric is a little dinosaur, or a dragon. Dragon? One of my biggest tips when it comes to baking, cooking, anything, if you got your ingredients, you know what you're gonna make, get them all organized beforehand. It just makes the assembly process so much smoother. I find it so much less stressful. So that's a tip there. Okay, we are going to use a food processor. So we're gonna make the crust. I have 1 cup of rolled oats, half a cup of, well, it's kind of been sitting out a little bit because I did measure everything out and then he woke up. Half a cup of brown sugar, half a teaspoon of salt. You know what? I should have done the oats before I added this in, but we'll just do this stuff before we add in the butter. So we'll mix it up. We're gonna mix it up. We're gonna plug it in. Okay, we're gonna plug this in. We're gonna mix this up. Okay, that's pretty good. So just wanna mix it up so there's no large pieces of oats. And then I've got 2 tablespoons of melted butter. 2 tablespoons of melted butter. I'm just gonna pulse this and let it kind of come together. Okay, so now if I pinch it, it should come together like that. So I think we're perfect. So we are going to empty this out. I have a springform pan. I've greased it up. Just going to dump this in there and flatten it down. Okay, so just pushing the crust along the base. Okay, so that's pushed into the base there. Now we're going to work on the filling. So I'll get rid of the food processor. Okay, so I've got my cashew sitting in some boiling water. So I'll put that to the side. I've got tofu, and it says soft on here, but then it also says extra firm. It's supposed to be soft tofu. So we'll see if this works. I need a cup, which I think is about half. I've got a measuring cup here. This isn't really soft tofu. No. We got this is what we're using. So that's too bad. It does say soft, but it also says extra firm. So that's an error. on the packaging. You know what? Yeah, we're just gonna say that that was a cup. It's a cup. So I'm gonna add it into my blender. I also have some cream cheese, vegan cream cheese. This is the Daiya brand. And we are going to do a cup, which might end up being this whole thing. Let's see. Okay, so a cup is that whole container, so we'll add that into the blender. I'm gonna grate the zest from this lemon. The recipe calls for a 1/4 teaspoon. I know to follow her recipes, they're so good, but I'm gonna add more. Cause like, I want to. We've got the lemon in there. We're gonna do lemon juice, which is a 1/4 cup. I think for this one, that's gonna be a full lemon. I strained out, or drained? Strained? What's the right word? Drained and rinsed the cashews, so I'm adding them in now. And now we're going to blend, and I will likely need to tamp this down as well. So move this stuff aside. Bring the blender base over. Don't forget your lid. And blend it. If it'll blend. What? Okay, it is coming together. I was nervous about the tofu situation, but it is working. So that's great. I showed Matthew and he saw it said soft, but it also says extra firm. So he's like, well, what is it? Like, it's supposed to be soft, but it's extra firm. Anyways, I'm gonna keep blending this. I'll keep pushing down the sides and we just want it to be very smooth. Okay, this is looking very smooth now. Yes, very smooth. I used my spatula, I moved things around. I was working on it. I want to make sure it's smooth. Okay, bringing this pan over. Now I'm just going to pour this mixture. Here you can see. Ooh, let me. Here. So you can see the batter. Can you see how smooth that is? Yeah, I think that's looking good. Okay, just gonna add this in. I know that I've made this with soft tofu before, so been a while since I've made this, and I know that I used the soft tofu before. I'm really hoping that whatever kind of tofu I'm using, that it works. It does feel rather thick, but I think that that will work out. But I'm so excited for this because I know it tastes so good. Okay, I tried to smooth that out with an offset spatula as much as I could. Gonna pop this in the oven for 45 minutes. When the edges start to go brown, that's when it's done. Soft might be still a little jiggly, but it'll firm up. And then it goes in the fridge for a minimum of 4 hours. It can be overnight too, so I'll do that. 350, it's at 350 for 45 minutes. I got distracted. I got distracted with Eric. I forgot to add sugar. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I put it in the oven and I just took it out right away because I looked and I saw sugar and I was like, oh no. What the heck? Okay, so, you know what? We are going to add the sugar. I'm gonna scoop this out. Oh boy. Hey, Eric. Silly, silly, silly. Okay, okay. And a cup of sugar. Oh my gosh. So we'll repeat the steps I just did. Don't forget the sugar. Don't forget the sugar. Oh my gosh. Add it back in with the sugar. Yes, this is, it was so thick before, so the sugar definitely helping. I'm kind of mixing around from the base, adding in whatever didn't get scooped up, so it's kind of mixing in. A near fail. Near. And I've been like so excited for this cheesecake. Oh my goodness. Like it's so much more runny. I was like, it's so thick. And I had tasted the batter too, and I was like, oh, I don't know. There's something off about this, but maybe it's been a while. Maybe I don't like cheesecake anymore. It tasted kind of bland. Yeah, Sasha, you forgot the sugar. Oh boy, okay. Much better scenario here. I showed you before it was so thick. Now it's like not very wet, but it's wet. Okay, so now this is going in the oven, 350 for 45 minutes. Then it'll go in the fridge for at least 4 hours, and I'll make a fruit topping for it. Into the oven with sugar. The cheesecake is out of the oven. You can see here. The edges, well, obviously where I got some cheesecake and had to scrape it off, but the edges have gone brown. It was a bit soft in the middle, which is how it's supposed to be. I let it cool completely on the counter before putting it in the fridge. Now it's gonna go in the fridge for, we probably won't have it until after the boys' bedtime. It's a little late night snack for us. Not even that late, like 7:30. But that will go back in the fridge. So I'm gonna put that in the fridge now. All right, while the cheesecake takes its time to cool, I'm gonna make the fruit topping. So I've got my little pot here. We are going to do a cherry topping. In the Hot for Food version, she does blueberry, but you can really do any kind of fruit. So I have measured out 2 cups of frozen cherries, and I have a 1/4 cup of white sugar. I'm gonna cook this, bring up the heat, let it simmer for about 5-ish minutes, see how it's doing, and then turn it off the heat, let it cool completely, and then we'll top the cheesecake with it. And I believe that there will probably be some left over, which I like. I like having leftover topping, or even on a layer cake, the filling, having a little bit extra in case someone wants to add that on their plate as well. I like the fillings. I think that they're delicious. So this is kind of the same situation, but I'll heat this up and then we'll pour it on top, I guess, much later. The sun probably won't be out anymore, but okay, I'm gonna do that. It is dark. We've had our dinner. It's time to have some cake. So let me get the cheesecake. Ta-da! Here it is. Nice and cool. I want to make sure that it will come apart. So I'm just going to, it should, but you know, I had that little mishap with putting it in, forgetting the sugar. It should have just popped out, but okay, good. Oh, is it coming out here on this side? Yes, okay. Okay, I've got our cherries. I just let it stay cool in this pan. Let's add these on top. Actually, it was not a lot extra. I thought it was going to be a lot of cherries, but they cooked down very nicely. Okay, let's slice into it. I should have put some parchment. What was I thinking this morning? I was really not with it this morning, was I? Okay, here we go. Let's try it. So good. Thank goodness I took it out of the oven and added the sugar. I would have been so mad. This is so good. Okay, I'm gonna sit down and enjoy this. This is so good. It's so good. I mean, I never thought that I didn't really have cheesecake very often before going vegan. It's good. What I think I'm gonna have to do is, I think I'm gonna make a layer cake. I have an idea. Okay, get back into the mode of traditional cake. Make the cheesecake filling. Do that as the filling between cake layers. Oh. We're on to something. Seriously, hot for food recipes. Always so good. If you want to see what I get up to next week, make sure you're subscribed. If you liked this video as much as I enjoyed making it, hit the like button and we'll see what I get up to next week in my year of cakes. Bye.